Okay, today I'll be deploying Windows Vista using Windows Deployment Services. Our other servers are already installed, so what I'd like to do is add roles. Next, Windows Deployment Services. Next, next. Make sure these two boxes are selected. Next, and install. Okay, our Windows Deployment Services has been successfully installed. Just close. Roles. So what we like to do here now, select the server, right click, configure server, next, next, yes. So we want to select these two options here, okay. And well, for the purposes of this tutorial, we'll just respond to all known and unknown. So we just unselect that and finish. Okay, so before we mount our image, what we'd like to do is install something from the VirtualBox called Guest Additions. So you go to Devices, install Guest Additions. Yes, so we install. The wizard will appear. To insert the file path. Next, and install. Install. Always trust Oracle Corporation. Install. They ask for a reboot. Reboot now. Finish. So Windows Server has restarted. So what we like to do is go back into the Server Manager. Roles. Windows Deployment Services. Servers. And before we deal with boot images, what we would want to do is come down here to the Power ISO Virtual Drive Manager and mount image to drive. Yes, and I have my image for my Windows Vista on my desktop. images, Vista Ultimate, 32-bit. Okay. So if I open my computer on my desktop, I'll see the mounted image here. And what you want to do is open this, go into sources, and we're looking for the boot.wim, which is here, and the install.wim. And we need to get this across into our virtual environment. So what we'll do, we'll right click here on shared folders, take a while. Okay, so from here what we want to do is add a folder path, other, select my computer and look for the mounted drive and select OK, read only, and OK. So now we'll go into network, select VBox server and open our shared folder. Go into sources. So you can easily search for the two files I'm looking for by typing in .wim, and here they are. So what we'll do is copy and then go into the C drive and paste. So what we'll do now is go back to our Windows Deployment Services, boot images, right click and click in the add a boot image. So now we'll browse for the boot.wm file that we just copied. As computer, and here it is, boot.wim. Next. Could just name this when Vista. Next. Okay, now it's adding the boot image. Operation complete. Finish. Here we can see our Windows Vista boot image. Now on to install. Add install image. Create a new image. Yes, next. And you want to browse in the same way that we did just now. And here it is already. Install.wim. Well, we're just using Windows Vista Ultimate, so I guess we could unselect the other versions of Windows Vista that are available. Next. Add in the image again. Okay, so finished. And here we can see it here. So before you continue, some of you may have to go to virtualbox.org and install the VM VirtualBox extension pack. You can do just virtualbox.org. You'll go in downloads and you'll see the extension pack here. So that's for all platforms. And when it finish download, you'll install, but I already have it installed on my machine, so it will come out as this. So now that we have dealt with the install and the boot images, we can proceed to test it by creating a new virtual machine and see what's happening here. So we click new, next, we name this when Vista test, next, create new add this, virtual box this image dynamically, next, and create. Okay, here it is. So we'll go into settings, system, and we'll want it to boot from the network first, and then maybe the hard drive. Okay, and next we'll go into network, where we'll change the adapter to bridge. Here you can also go in advanced, and just to make sure we don't have any problems, we could allow all instead of just VMs or deny. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll go back to the Windows Server side, and I'll go in Server Properties, Boot, and I'll just change this pxboot.com. I'll browse and select pxboot.n12, and I'll do the same thing for architecture. What this does is when the image is loading, you'll have to press F12 to let the machine know that you want to boot from the network. So by changing this, it will just boot from the network automatically, and that is what we really were trying to accomplish. So okay, could go back to our virtual machine here, power it up, and let's see what's happening. Cancel the wizard. Usually here, a little after here, it'll be telling you to press F12 to boot from your network. But how we change the PXE to .n12 instead of .com, it should do this automatically. Here we can see how Windows is loading files normally.